A gift has just been given to the Denver Broncos by way of good injury news. Broncos country, welcome into the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose. Now, this is good news because sources are confirming that the Broncos are opening up the practice window for JK Dobbins, who has been on IR since week 11 after that hip drop tackle injured his foot. Now, it is very important to know that this does not mean that he is going to play for sure. But the fact that they are opening up his practice window means this is your first step into ensuring that he is able to play this coming Sunday in the AFC Championship game. Now, regardless, this should fire you up because it fires me up, Broncos country. I am ready to go. I am locked in, cannot wait for this upcoming game against the New England Patriots because I think that with JK Dobbins in the backfield, you are talking about a missing piece of the Denver Broncos offense that makes them that much more dynamic, that much more explosive, that much more creative, that much more interesting on the offensive side of the ball. And specifically without Bo Nix, this is probably the next best thing that could have happened to the Broncos offense. Now, I will say this also. The numbers don't do it justice, in my opinion. J.K. Dobbins, when healthy, is one of the best backs in the NFL. I think he's a top 10 back when he is healthy in the league. You saw it behind a good offensive line with his field vision, his patience, his between the tackles, lower the shoulder, bell cow style. He can be a top commodity in the NFL. It's just about remaining healthy. And here's some interesting news. With J.K. Dobbins, the Broncos were averaging 4.8 yards per carry, 1.3 with yards per carry before contact, and 3.5 yards after contact with an 11% explosive run rate and a 16% stuff rate. That was with J.K. Dobbins in the backfield. Without J.K. Dobbins in the backfield, those numbers dip significantly. 3.8 yards per carry, 0.9 yards before contact per carry, 2.9 after the carry, only an 8% explosive run rate with a 19% stuff rate. This is the ultimate advantage for the Broncos. There's no doubt in my mind. You can see it in the numbers. You can see it in the eye test. You can see it in the scheme. There is no replacement for J.K. Dobbins right now in this Broncos RB depth chart. There just isn't. And I'm not taking away anything that R.J. Harvey has been able to do this year. He's been excellent. Finding the end. He's one of the best Broncos rookie running backs in recent memory. You'd have to go back all the way to like 2016 or even beyond that to find someone who has that much productivity in their first year. But I also know that R.J. Harvey doesn't have the between the tackles frequency and the between the tackles consistency that J.K. Dobbins has. When R.J. Harvey gets the ball in his hands and he can be a little bit shifty, you saw a couple of times against the Bills, like his ability to break out of a tackle and just kind of spin out of one and find the first down, very, very impressive. And I still think you should be giving Jaleel McLaughlin more carries and more love than he's been getting, but it kind of looks like if J.K. Dobbins comes back, that's going to be an afterthought. But here's where I will also say that the advanced analytics kind of indicate that J.K. Dobbins is more important to this offense than any other player right now, outside of Bo Nix. You get my point. Without J.K. Dobbins, the Broncos have had a 39% success rate on the ground, but 44.3% overall. Their rushing EPA ranks 20th in the NFL without him, and yet they're 13th in best offense in the NFL. Now, it is a smaller sample size, but Bo Nix was doing his best job at keeping the offense afloat. And I said this in my last episode that I made. The first half of the season, Bo Nix was up and down and up and down and up and down. And then J.K. Dobbins gets injured and Bo Nix starts to level off. In fact, he started to elevate in his play. So without J.K. Dobbins, Bo Nix actually kind of flourished. But now that he's gone, you can get back to what you were doing the first half of the entire season, which is running the football with efficiency. So if you're excited to see JK Dobbins back in the field, there's no guarantee, but this is the right step. This is a great step in the right direction. Type your me's in the comment section down below. Coming up next, we're going to talk a little bit more Stiddy, because you can't mention this game without mentioning Stidham, if you will. So we're going to do that here in just a moment. But before we do that, I've got to give a great shout out to our new sponsor, and that is our friends Mars Men. Moose is about to turn 30 years old, and here's the thing, my friends. Once you hit 30, men start to lose testosterone about 1% every single year after that. And when the New Year's hit, I kind of treated it like a reset. I wanted to feel energized again and not so worn down. And that's why I've got my Mars Men bottle right here. I'm keeping it simple. I'm keeping it all natural. So, obviously, that's why taking Mars Men helps your body unlock usable testosterone, where you can feel like yourself again. It supports healthy T levels, energy, and stamina with 8 natural, clinically dosed ingredients, including vitamin D, zinc, boron, and more. It's made in the USA, and it is third-party tested. Here's the cool thing. You get a 90-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. Worst-case scenario, you don't absolutely love it, and you get your money back. But over 91% of users report higher energy levels. Thousands of guys are feeling incredible results. Just check out the reviews on the website and see for yourself. For a limited time, our listeners get 50% off for life, plus free shipping and 3 free gifts at mengotomars.com. It is a perfect way to kick off the new year strong. That's mengotomars.com for 50% off and 3 free gifts at checkout. After you purchase, they're going to say, hey, where'd you hear about us? Please support the show and tell the Moose from the Broncos Breakdown sent you. Starting quarterback now for the Denver Broncos. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about him, man. I'm excited for him. I think he is ready for the moment. I think Sean Payton's going to have him prepped. I think Davis Webb's going to have him prepped. And I think Bo Nix is going to be in his ear nonstop telling him, dude, you got this. You got this. This is your time to shine. Your 15 minutes of fame starts right now. And I also want to be very clear about this. I just found out this morning. Jarrett Stidham chose Denver over New England this offseason. He chose to re-sign with the Denver Broncos. He chose this team over his former team. Diana Rossini on it first. Before the Broncos re-signed Jarrett Stidham this past offseason to back up Bo Nix, he had interest and offers on the tables from one other team, the New England Patriots. And Sunday, the team that drafted him, he faces in the AFC title game. It comes full circle. It comes full circle. And I know that everybody's aware of the Jarrett Nick Foles Stidham timeline, narrative, whatever you want to call it, because Nick Foles was able to do this against the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. I'm excited for him. So here's what I need you to do. If you want Stiddy to be the guy, if you want him to be the dude for the next 2 games, and if you believe in Jarrett Stidham, let's get 1,000 likes for him on today's video. Show him what's up, show him we mean business, and show him some love. Let's get 1,000 likes for Stiddy. Smash that thumbs up icon. Specifically, though, what are you getting with Stidham as a quarterback? Well, he is a pure pocket passer with sneakier athleticism than I think anybody, including myself, would actually give him credit for. He has spent 3 years in the Sean Payton scheme. He's got a ridiculously strong arm, maybe not as strong as Bo's, but his deep ball accuracy is excellent. He's a great leader. He's got experience with these wide receivers, and he's hungry. Hungry for W's. This is the perfect Broncos backup situation here. This is also why you invest in backup quarterbacks. One of the most underrated positions, in my opinion, in the entire NFL is the backup quarterback. Kickers are unbelievably underrated because they account for a lot more points than even a lot of your offensive superstars do. And then the next most underrated position, in my opinion, is the backup quarterback. If you have a good backup quarterback and they need to come in and win football games and they can do that, you will have a wide open window for as long as you see fit. So I'm really excited for what I get to see this coming Sunday. Now, I also know this. The guy that is going to be most integral besides Sean Payton in getting Stiddy ready for this game is going to be Davis Webb, excuse me. My apologies. My lips are chapped, so try not to lick my lips during this, which causes me to misspeak a little bit of times. His stock is going to be through the roof if Stidham plays well on Sunday. He's already gotten a lot of attention from other teams, and I don't want to touch too much on this because we have a game to focus on, but just know that Davis Webb also knows this. So he's going to be on his game as well. And I want to leave you before we get rid of this episode, not get rid of this episode, but end today's episode. I want to leave you with what Andrew Mason had to say about Jarrett Stidham, the player. At the moment in August of 2024, Stidham had just lost a potential life-changing quarterback battle to Bo Nix. He's competitive, and he ached. He was raw. But in that Q&A, Stidham also said this: I'm going to help do whatever I can to help Bo Nix get prepared. Obviously, he's never had a real season like this in the NFL. I'm going to help him whatever way I can and then also be ready to go if need be. And Stidham has done just that. He did it so well that the Broncos offered him a contract extension. Those of us who are in the locker room regularly know that he is not just a respected teammate, but beloved. No one knows how next week is going to go. And the reality is that the odds aren't in the Broncos' favor in having to make a quarterback change this late and go to a Super Bowl. They're trying to pull off something historic. But they will play their asses off for the guy slinging the passes just as they would have for Bo. Mic drop. Mic drop. Stiddy got Bo ready, and now it's time for everybody else to get Stiddy ready. Because the AFC Championship game is coming, my friends. It's coming this Sunday. And right now, we're a 5.5-point underdog. That would fire me up, and I know it fires you up. So let's make sure that we prepare the best that we can as fans here. We gear up, we keep the faith, we show up to Empower Field at Mile High, and we just make Drake May's life a living hell. That's all I got for you on today's episode. I'll be back tomorrow with more stuff coming your way. As always, Broncos country, a quick little Mile High salute to you. Be cool.